Left hand one was your before, right hand one was your after, okay? So if we look at the takeaway, aesthetic wise, I say for the most part, very, very good, okay? A lot of good things there in terms of the setup position, okay? If we look at the club going back now on kind of the swing plane there, through your right elbow on the club face, as you go back, you swing it up that plane, up the plane line nicely, get to the top of the backswing, lovely position, okay? Same with this one here now, okay? Up the plane line, nice and parallel. This is obviously a shorter swing, so it's gone back to the left, okay, which is fine. Now then, what you had the problem was before, okay, was your right hip, right shoulder, and was just basically moving that way as it tried to unwind towards target, yeah? So what we'll look at now in terms of your logo on your leg there, you can see that moving quite a lot. As you come back in the golf ball now, it's all tucked up. Your shoulders now kind of here, the right foot's off the ground like so. It's all kind of here, and you've just got no space between the golf club. So your path is going to be working this way. Face being open because you sort of held the club face with that lag position. And there's your golf shot. The more speed you put into it, the way you create more speed was more hip turn, to try it harder by firing the hips, get your belt buckle to target, as you said, and you just get basically cut, and then eventually, okay, aiming further left. That might work. We'll do something like, or trying to roll or corkscrew your arms, as you said, to try and square the club face up, okay? So this move here now, yes, it's a shorter swing, but you can see now your arms now are starting to just fall down here. Now, even though you're just letting your arms fall, watch your hips. Still moving, aren't they? You're not going to not move. These were swings, but you felt you were just sort of getting here and going this way. Just letting your arms fall down so you get load of space when you come in the hitting area around here, because this hip is staying back more. Now, in actual fact, you are creating the space because your lower half's working less, but your arms now, so that club now is actually behind your hands. It's not over in front, kind of outside the line. It's coming back in here. So your shoulder, your chest now, you can see the fact we can kind of see this arm here and there. Your chest now is probably pointing somewhere down to the edge of the mat there on the right there. So if I'm facing you, there the ball on the right there, your chest now at this point is kind of aiming down there, yeah? Or the way to look at it, your shoulders are aiming at the right there, yeah? So your club now, as you come into the golf ball, is coming from the inside. Your lower half now is squared up as it would do, okay? And you can release the arms through to target through your left side, and the ball then starting just right at target, pretty much staying there. Now, yes, these are shorter swings, but we always say go step back at a speed and a length, hit it at that thing. Even though they're shorter swings, the spin was going down. As you saw, you could still hit some shots. The one that went 102 yards with like 1,500 side spin didn't miss the fairway by that much. So yes, hitting the ball shorter is not going to spin as much, okay? But if your spin rates are lower, okay, you're going to see a lower spin rate.
Yeah, so it's under 1,000.
Exactly. So if you put speed to that, with the movement getting better, as long as the movement increases by your arm speed just swinging fast, the same.
Double on a full swing.
Not on that last one, wouldn't have done, no. The side spin wouldn't change that much, okay? What will happen is the amount of curvature it has will change. So a ball that has, was 100, that's got 100 yards, okay? That ball's gone 100 yards with 659 revolutions to the right in a minute, okay? So over 5 seconds that ball's up in the air, it's roughly rotated about, I don't know, 50, 60 times, give or take, all right? Had that ball then travelled further, the spin, had you hit it harder, the spin wouldn't increase that much, but this would increase more that way. So your spin would be there, the ball would be in the air for longer, so therefore it would curve even further. The amount of side spin is not going to change because the face information to the ball is still the same. Okay, it's still slightly across with the face slightly open. But again, it's a low number. When you had a shot that went 102 yards, so 3 yards further, you had 1,500. So you were 3 times the amount in some ways. So it's not the actual amount of spins going to increase because of the swing speed. The spin will stay the same, just the further the ball travels, the more it's going to curve that way because the ball's in the air for longer, isn't it? And the longer the club gets, the further offline it goes, you see. So when you're chipping the ball down the fairway, so even though you're doing short shots, as long as the spin rates are fairly low, when you put speed to that and increase it, the spin's not going to change, the ball's going to go straighter and further. And what I would suggest, if you're down the range and you hit 50 balls, give or take, hit 50 balls, your first 10 should be shots where you literally try and keep your right hip flat on the ground. Okay, whether you bring your right foot back or whatever you just set up, whatever it may be, you swing back and just hit shots this way. Almost like your right side staying back as your arm is swinging underneath. Or you can do that drill we said where your left arm goes out in front of you like so, and you swing your right arm under that left, just to get the feeling of how the body works when it comes down and how your arms and hands square the club face up. Don't try to hold the angle for longer. Don't try to drive the hips. Because if you actually look at your slow-mo images you're getting into, you were here, weren't you? I mean, like, there was no way to hit the ball from that position. No. Let the arms kind of fall down here and basically slap the backside of the golf ball with your right wrist. Mm-hmm. When you hit the bag there was no thought. Hit the bag with one hand, you went shoop and hit it. If I said hit the ball harder, you just go swing your arm faster. Okay? Yeah. But break the speed down, break the length of swing down, so you get comfortable, so you can then start finding feelings. At the moment you said to me, I've tried swinging from the inside, I can't. I find it really difficult. Well, from the position you were in, you could see it was going to be very difficult. If your right shoulder's doing that, hit from the inside, I mean, you'd miss the ball nearly. So you're doing something that's going to make what you're trying to do almost impossible. So if we can get your body to work quieter, the feeling, arms are going to fall, and then you can just fire the arms past the body. Your hips are going to move, Jack. You're not going to stop the hips completely. As you saw, even on swings where you're not swinging the hips at all, 100-yard shots, they did move, didn't they? Okay? So we can get down the range, work on some of those swings there with a quieter kind of backswing and downswing. Let the lower half work in a better way so you can slap the hand there through, get that club releasing early, as we said, get that ball flight going a bit straighter.
How much is this ring?
For the hour, it's 20 quid. So there's more of you, 3 or 4 of you, so between you is 20 quid, so about 5 each. There are half an hour, but it's like 15 quid for half an hour, so you're not going to end up, it's not where you want to go for the hour anyway, so, but you're better off coming down here and using it as a group, to be fair. You can play golf courses on as well, and play some courses if it's freezing cold and you want to play some golf somewhere, so it's definitely doable. So, but that kind of makes sense. You get a feeling now where the club needs to be a bit more now, an understanding of what we're trying to do. That's there. So that second was better. That's there. That's that feeling there. The same move you made when you hit the golf bag, you see. Almost like you're releasing it. Because when you put speed to that, the hand will just work faster here. So that almost that flicking sensation will be happening at the golf ball, where we extend things here rather than being...
I just thought you'd lose distance by flicking.
No, not at all.
Is it like flicking?
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, the flicking is basically the release of power. The club... If I have this stick, okay, I hinge the wrist as you do. If I just keep the angle there and do this, I mean, there's no power. If I go... That's a flick, isn't it? It's a flick of the wrist. That's the speed we're trying to create. Okay, make sense?
Thank you.
Good, mate.